welcome to your messages for the week. These are your messages for the week beginning Sunday, the 21st of May, 2023. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton, and you can find out more about me and the fun that I have and the services I offer at my website, deborahjanesutton.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Deborah Jane Sutton, and you can also follow this YouTube channel. Have a good browse around, lots of different things going on. So, crazy energies at the moment. Nearly everyone I know is having some intense awakening. I hope you are too. And it can be a bumpy road, but life just gets better and better when you embrace more and more of who you really are, that love light being of that divine love light being. So, well, I think they wanted to come out, didn't they? Okay, we've got 3. Let's just see if there's any more for this coming week. Any other? 3 does seem to be the magic number a lot, doesn't it? Nope, I'm not getting anything else. Let's see what these 3 are, starting with the first one. Let's dive straight in. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, before I talk about these, actually, I want to have a look at all of them. I don't normally do that, do I? Oh, changes. Embrace the changes. Oh my goodness me. Powerful. So out of the 3 cards, we've got 2 major arcana and a king. So Wheel of Fortune, major arcana, powerful. We've got the fixed signs of the zodiac here. I always think of the Wheel of Fortune, this image here, as being like your birth chart, or like your soul profile reading, which is one of the things that I do. But I don't do birth chart readings, but I can recommend, I'll put a link in the description to a friend of mine who does. But this is about your destiny. The Wheel of Fortune is about your destiny. Now, we talk a lot about how we create our own reality. And then other people talking about, well, it's your destiny. It's just coming to you anyway, you know, whether you like it or not. So which one is it? Are we creating our own reality, or is it your destiny? And I see it both as being the same, because what I'm seeing really clearly for me now is how beautifully unique we all are. And we all have different roads to Rome. You know, there are many roads to Rome. We talk about there being many roads to Rome, or we can call them paths to enlightenment. And this is why, you know, telling other people the best thing to do doesn't really help, because unless you're tuned into them energetically and are tapping into their higher guidance on their behalf, which of course energy healers can do. But unless you're doing that, you know, we don't know what the right path is for somebody else. And I see it very much like, especially with my friends in the community and my family, you know, we're on different paths, and then maybe we'll come together and travel together on a life path, you know, where we're sharing the same ideas and things, and then we come apart and follow different paths. And there's many paths to enlightenment. I mean, for example, so yeah, for me, I would say diet is number 1. Every time I have some kind of spiritual awakening, I seem to naturally release some foods that are not good for me, you know. And also I would say yoga is definitely a path to enlightenment. For me, of course, tarot as well, because when I'm reading tarot, I'm channeling guidance. And energy healing in general, you know, that's what makes me tick. That's what makes my heart sing, is exploring energy healing modalities. So, you know, they're all different paths to Rome and paths to enlightenment, roads to Rome, paths to enlightenment, or what have you. And there's so many. I mean, we've got the lovely Liz, who I've done videos with. I did them last week, so you'll see them somewhere in the self-mastery with Liz Nagle section. So she's got her art. She's a very incredibly gifted artist, and she can use her art to heal herself when she's painting, you know, and then also obviously offer it to others. Remember the Pablo Picasso quotes: "The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away." So, for example, tarot my gift for channeling my own guidance, but then the purpose of life is to give it away, which is why I love doing these readings. And when we live our purpose, it makes us so abundant, it makes us so high, it makes us so happy, it makes us so healthy. And it's the same with anything. Those that are artists like Liz, those that are into qigong, all sorts of things. It doesn't matter. But there are so many different ways. And I think what's happened is, see, there's no right and wrong, but I think what's happened is our souls have chosen a particular path. So I think my soul, before I incarnated, chose this path for me. And that's why we have to follow our own inner guidance, because once we realize the direction that our soul wants us to go in, then we can go in that direction. No judgment, no telling other people what to do. Just do it for yourself, and then you will be rewarded. Rather than, it's much easier to follow your guidance than to do all the research and look at the science behind everything, and what is the right thing to do, what are other people doing, because it doesn't matter. That's what this card is saying. The Wheel of Fortune, your birth chart is so unique to you. And then you'll be meeting, let's say, loads of people that are working artistically, and that would be their path, and then loads of people that are using yoga, and then that would be their path. And then, so you can join paths with people and then come back together for, other paths or what have you. That's how I'm seeing it. Because when you follow your inner guidance, and that's basically your passions, and that nagging feeling, do you ever get this nagging feeling that you ought to be doing something, and it's very easy to say, oh, there's no shoulds or what have you, but if your soul has a plan for you, trust me, following that plan, you will be rewarded, because that's the way it works. So, for example, if it's diet, like in my case, and then all your friends are eating all this cake, and you're thinking, well, I don't really want any cake anyway, but I'm going to try and be like everyone else. I mean, it's your body doesn't want it. Their body's okay with it. It's just listen to your body, listen to your own guidance, follow the guidance that's coming in through you. That nagging voice in your head, that's probably your soul. So don't worry about anybody else, but follow it, because you will get rewarded. We do get rewarded when we follow our soul's desires, because that's our destiny. So our destiny is to be who we came here to be, who our soul wants us to be. And we're all so unique, and it's so beautiful. So your destiny is following your soul's guidance. If you're new to all of this and you're not sure how to tap into your own guidance, and you don't know which is your path to enlightenment, I advise you to learn the sway test. I'll put a link in the description, the good old sway test, because it's your first step to checking not only your diet, but to tuning into when your heart is expanded and when your heart is contracted. And then it comes to following that expanded feeling, following that open heart, and then avoiding whatever makes you contract. It's the beginning, it's the first step to it all. And then you can really start tuning into what is making you feel excited. Follow your excitement, follow your joys, follow your passions, and stop making excuses for not doing it. That's what I want to say. Stop making excuses for not doing it. Our next card is the King of Swords. There's your butterfly of transformation. Swords are mental processes. Right, the first of the Hermetic principles. I will put a link in the description, video in the end screen, to my video that I did with Liz Nagle on an introduction to the 7 Hermetic principles. The first one, the principle of mentalism. The world, the universe is governed by mental processes. It is literally our thoughts that create our reality, our beliefs that create our reality. Our inspirations, our ideas, that's what swords represent. Now, he's the king, so he has mastered his thoughts. I would also put a link in the description, video in the end screen, to my video on mastering your thoughts. Let's also add the one, probably not enough space in the end screen, but let's add the one on how to detach from your thoughts, because I think that's relevant as well. So instead of arguing, so my higher self was telling me months ago, about a certain way to eat, and I was just ignoring it. I was being stubborn. I was being self-sabotaging. I think that's what we would call it, self-sabotage, when you purposely go against what your inner guidance is saying. And then when I decided, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to follow the guidance, and boy, am I glad I did. So it's whatever that guidance may be for you. Is that voice inside your head. We need to listen to it. Um, so yes, mastering your thoughts or eliminating, if you can, all of your thoughts. If you're having trouble with negative thinking, I'll also put a link into the how to reprogram your subconscious mind, because that's a good way of installing positive beliefs in order to counterbalance negative thoughts that you might have. But if you go further down the line, we can actually eliminate all thoughts. At some stage, hopefully. So this is about mind over matter. Mind over matter. And that doesn't mean use your mind and not your heart. No, maybe that's what the phrase used to mean. I don't know. But it means, for me, it means releasing those limiting beliefs that are stopping you from following your guidance. What it is that you want to do, what it is that makes you feel good, what it is that you're good at. What's your soul nagging you to do? You'll have loads of limiting beliefs. I can't afford it. I'm not good enough. Haven't got the time, the usual ones. That's a big step for me to do if it's about moving or going overseas or anything, any big life changes. But hey ho, it's 2023. If you haven't made big life changes in the last 3 years, then you're not evolving, are you? So the last card is the Devil card. Now, we have learned to love the devil, and that was a video a few months ago, I think. He does represent ego. He also represents addictions, and temptations. So maybe if you're like me and you need to clean up your diet and go fresh, organic fruit and vegetables all the way, that could be one of the addictions that he's referring to, whether it be alcohol, cigarettes, sugar, carbohydrates, it could be, weed. I don't know what. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that he is about addictions. And I think a lot of addictions, when we raise our frequency, we can release those addictions more easily. We don't have to use willpower. We don't have to use deprivation. We don't have to do it by force and control and manipulation and all those negative energies. No, when you embrace who you really are, when you love who you really are, and when you listen to your soul's desires and you follow that guidance, and you can raise your frequency that way. Many ways to raise your frequency. Okay, link in the description to my first book about simple guide to raising your vibration. But when you raise your frequency, you're naturally going to raise your frequency out of resonance with those lower substances. Okay, so you can naturally release addictions without the stress and judgment, and without the willpower and all of that. So but change is happening and your vibration is rising, so expect your diet to change anyway. Our diets change, our activities change, our circle of friends, our circle of clients, family dynamics, they all change when we raise our frequency. So, be careful, of not getting stuck. Oh, I've always done it this way, so I'm going to carry on. That's not evolving. Oh, this person's always been like that. I've never liked that person. All these stuff. This is all, people that are stuck in time. It's really important to go with the flow and let other people evolve as well. So he is about doing shadow work. He's a shadow side as well, of course. So it is about doing all this inner work. We need to have those cries. We need to have that release of emotions, that release of tension. We need to release the trauma from the cells of our body. Okay, check out my website, deborahjanesaturn.com, if you want help with that. You can get Liz Nagle works on a donation only basis, so I'll put her details in the description as well. If you want help with processing trauma, processing trapped emotions, limiting beliefs, all of this stuff. It's really relevant. It's really what we need to do now. It's how we need to raise our frequency and cleanse that fourth dimensional energy body of the emotions and the thoughts. Remember, mastering your thoughts. Very often our emotions are attached to a negative thought, aren't they? Release the negative thought and the emotion can transmute from fear, from anger, from resentment into love. That's what we're doing. So there's shadow work here to be acknowledged and loved. Okay, love the devil, remember? And just a reminder of accepting it all. I want to say as well, because he's coming up, he is the shadow side, he is the dark side, obviously. So if you're one of these people that wants to eliminate the negative people or entities or whatever it might be in the collective, just to give you a quantum truth, you can't eliminate energy. Everything is energy and everything's vibrating at a certain frequency. You cannot eliminate energy. All you can do is raise your frequency so that you don't resonate with it anymore. If you have fear or you have been manipulative, you have been controlling, you've got hatred in the cells of your body, you will create that energy outside of you. It's really important that we understand that. So it's the all that is. There is an all that is. And if anybody has ever thought anything or dreamt anything, it's in the all that is. It's in the consciousness of the all that is. And that's non-physical, not just physical, right? And so every thought is there, everything that you can imagine, everything you can dream, it exists, it all exists, and it always will. But you only get to experience that which you resonate with. So if you don't like the negativity going on in the world, you release those frequencies from you, release the control that you have on any area of your life, release the manipulation, release any hatred, any resentment. You release it from the cells of your body. There are many emotional healing techniques, okay? But when you've released that and replaced it with love and gratitude and peace and harmony, okay, and acceptance and forgiveness and all these wonderful high vibe things, then your vibration will rise. And then the frequency of the reality that you're creating will be resonating at your frequency. So you will be creating a reality of love, peace, harmony, joy, giving, sharing, etc., etc. Your outside world is a reflection of your inner self. It's a reflection of the energy frequencies within you and within the cells of your body. So hating something on the outside of you and wanting it to change and hoping it changes isn't going to work. The only way it's going to work is by loving yourself. And when you love yourself, you will have a mirror outside of you reflecting back to you that raised frequency. So anything negative, evil, devil-like will not be resonating with you. And now people are going to sometimes they go, oh, you're telling me that I'm as bad as these people outside? No, I'm not telling you that you're as bad as those people. Not you, the human that is incarnated, is not as bad as whatever's going on and whatever you're pointing your finger at. No, but we are the whole universe in one human being. Remember the Rumi quote, you are not just a drop in the ocean. You're the whole ocean in one drop. You are not just a human being in the universe. You're the whole universe in one human being. So, of course, we have hatred in the cells of our body. We have had numerous past lives. We have got ancestral energy. We've got collective energy. We've got past life energy. We haven't always been angels, right? We're still not. Okay. So get out of denial. I want to say to you, actually, I have a video about that. I'll put a link in the description to that as well. The power of willingness and getting out of denial. So basically, it's about doing the inner work so that when you open up your heart and you have love and peace and harmony running through that frequency, running through the cells of your body, that is what you're going to create. That is how we create heaven on earth. That is how we create a more loving environment, a more loving reality to live in, because the reality that we're calling life is a holographic projection of us. So instead of pointing fingers at whatever's going on in the world that we don't like, okay, and I'm not saying that there's not lots of evil going on. I mean, the point is, it's vibrating at a very low level. You don't like it? Raise your frequency. Raise your frequency. Do what you love. Do what you came here to do. Follow your soul's guidance, and it will take you to another level, to another part of consciousness. It's like consciousness is a great big ocean. And when you entangle with that dark, dirty water, you're bringing it to you. you know, and then you're making yourself dirty and dark and what have you. Why don't you go and entangle with the higher frequency, doing what you love with people that you love, sharing your gifts, taking leaps of faith, loving others, random acts of kindness, you know, and that way you're going to entangle with a higher frequency part of the ocean. And then you're going to experience more loving, more joyful, more peaceful reality. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's clear. It was clear to me. Very powerful week. Very powerful week. Keep your eye on things if you want to, if you have to. But my advice is keep your mind on what you want to create. Keep your mind on what brings you joy. Following your passions, following your excitement, doing what you love with people that you love. Okay? Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you all. Please subscribe to the channel and get in touch if you want your own private reading. Bye for now. See you in the next video.